The Chargers might be on the verge of a game-changing move for their offense. What if I told you one of the most explosive wide receivers in the NFL could be heading to Los Angeles for way less than we expected? But hold up, because that's just the beginning. On top of this potential blockbuster move, there's another shakeup that caught everyone off guard and could put the team in a tough spot. What is the front office up to, and how could this impact our season? Stick around, because we've got a lot to break down today. Let's get into it. His name alone strikes fear into defenses, and now he might be on his way to the Bolts. That's right. DK Metcalf, one of the most dominant wideouts in the league, could be wearing powder blue next season. And the reason this is even a possibility just got a whole lot more interesting. Over the past few days, Metcalf has officially requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks, shaking up the market. Initially, Seattle's asking price was sky high, a first-round pick plus a third. At that cost, most Chargers fans didn't even entertain the idea. But everything changed on Sunday. According to fresh reports, the Seahawks have lowered their demands and are now open to dealing Metcalf for just a second-round pick. You heard that right, only a second-rounder. And with that new price tag, the Chargers are suddenly right back in the mix. But here's where things get even juicier. Sources close to Metcalf say he prefers to play in a warm-weather city. And if there's one team that checks that box, it's the Chargers. And it doesn't stop there. The Bolts have the cap space to make this move happen and still offer Metcalf the massive extension he's looking for. The team has over $93 million in cap room, meaning even after locking in Metcalf, they'd still have plenty left to strengthen other areas of the roster. Now the big question, is this worth it? The Chargers desperately need a dominant receiver, and Metcalf fits the bill perfectly. He's fast, physical, and could be the missing piece to unlock this offense. But on the flip side, giving up a second-rounder could be costly down the road. The Chargers already hold 9 draft picks, but is it worth sacrificing one for a player who'll also command a massive contract? And let's be real, are the Seahawks really going to let him go for just a second-round pick, or is this just a negotiation tactic? The Chargers front office has a huge decision to make, and the next few days could shape the entire future of this team. And if that wasn't enough, we've got another roster move that absolutely no one saw coming, and it might just create a massive headache for the Bolts. If the possibility of DK Metcalf coming to LA wasn't already shaking things up, the Chargers' latest roster decision just added even more fuel to the fire. By now, we all know that Gus Edwards is no longer on the roster. But the real question is, why did the Chargers move on from one of their top running backs? The answer likely comes down to financial strategy. Cutting Edwards frees up $13 million in cap space, though it does come with a $125 million dead cap hit. For a team that already had plenty of financial flexibility, this move can only mean one thing. A major addition is on the horizon. But here's the problem. This also leaves a glaring hole in the backfield. Right now, the Chargers' running back room is looking dangerously thin. With Edwards gone and J.K. Dobbins set to hit free agency, the only backs currently under contract are Hassan Haskins, Jarrett Patterson, and Kimani Vidal. Not exactly a stacked depth chart. So now the big question is, what's the plan? Offensive coordinator Greg Roman has always built his offenses around a strong running game, which means the front office has to act fast to fill this gap. 2 options are on the table. Targeting a free agent running back. This comes with a challenge. The free agent market isn't exactly loaded with elite backs. Aaron Jones is one of the few big names available, but are the Chargers willing to invest heavily in the position? Looking to the draft, the upcoming draft class has some intriguing running back prospects, and the Chargers could opt to bring in a young talent. But do they trust a rookie to step in and carry the load right away? Whichever way they go, time is ticking. The Chargers need to make a move soon to avoid weakening their offense. One thing's for sure, the front office is cooking up something big. Could we be looking at a completely revamped team in the coming days? The season hasn't even started yet, and the Chargers are already at the center of some of the biggest moves in the NFL. But now I want to hear from you. Was cutting Gus Edwards the right move, or did we just create a major hole in the roster that could come back to bite us? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's talk about it. The Chargers are making bold moves, and every decision from here on out could determine the fate of the upcoming season. DK Metcalf potentially joining the squad is electrifying, but at the same time, letting Edwards walk leaves a gap that needs to be filled fast. So what's next? More signings? Draft surprises? One thing's for sure, something big is coming. Are the Chargers playing this smart or are they rolling the dice too hard? Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.